What if, by some bizarre twist of cosmic fate, you fell into a Herbig Ae star? From the very moment your trajectory shifted toward such a celestial furnace, every law of nature you thought you understood would begin to unravel. You'd be drawn not toward a stable, mature sun, but into the heart of something still becoming a violently radiant, youthful star thrashing in the throes of its own chaotic birth. Herbig Ae stars are not yet fully grown. These are stars that burn with the fury of adolescence, massive, unstable, surrounded by swirling disks of gas and dust, violently shaping the solar systems that may one day cradle life. They are enigmatic, elusive, and ferociously dangerous. The moment you breach the space surrounding one, you'd find yourself enveloped in a storm of cosmic debris. Unlike mature stars, Herbig Ae stars are surrounded by dense, spinning accretion disks, massive swirls of dust, gas, ice particles, and planet-forming material. These rings aren't peaceful. They rage with turbulence and violent electromagnetic fields. You wouldn't fall quietly. You'd be battered, irradiated, shredded by magnetic storms powerful enough to twist iron like paper. The particles in these disks are superheated, slamming into each other, creating brilliant flares of light and heat. Your spacecraft, if you even had one, wouldn't last seconds. Sensors would be fried, shielding would melt, and the electronics you depended on would begin failing in rapid succession. And yet, the most terrifying part wouldn't be the heat or the radiation. It would be the sheer unpredictability. Herbig Ae stars flicker and erupt without warning, throwing off jets of material in opposite directions, sometimes thousands of light-years long. These bipolar outflows are ejections of raw stellar rage, concentrated beams of plasma that can punch holes through clouds of gas and carve paths across entire light-years of space. As you drift deeper into the disk, you'd be drawn inexorably toward the star's core, where temperatures soar past 10,0 Kelvin and radiation becomes so intense it could strip the atoms from your body before you ever reach the surface. Even time feels different here. In the presence of such mass and energy, gravitational forces stretch reality itself. Time would dilate, seconds stretching like hours, as your fall became a slow-motion descent into annihilation. You might see the star pulsing, breathing with ultraviolet fire, its surface seething with turbulent convection cells the size of continents. These aren't the smooth, glowing surfaces we often imagine when thinking of stars. Herbig Ae stars churn with molten chaos, where magnetic storms whip up solar flares of unthinkable power, where fusion rages just beneath a thin veil of photonic madness. Your body, had it survived this long, would begin to break down at a molecular level. The radiation emitted by the star's intense ultraviolet output would rip apart DNA, sever chemical bonds, and vaporize water instantly. You'd lose all sense of self, of identity. The very atoms that once formed you would be scattered, ionized into plasma, sucked into the stellar maw, and still, the star wouldn't notice. In its ongoing birth, you'd be less than a speck of dust, less than a thought, just another piece of matter to be torn apart and folded into the star's future. But suppose we imagine this fall with some futuristic twist. Let's say you were equipped with some kind of advanced protective suit built with the hypothetical technology of a Kardashev type to civilization. Even then, the challenges would be monstrous. The radiation pressure alone could rival the gravitational pull, creating strange equilibrium points where you'd float momentarily before being whipped violently in another direction. You'd be pelted by X-rays, UV bursts, and collisions from high-energy particles that could reduce even the most advanced shielding to shreds. It wouldn't be a fall. It would be an assault from every direction, an environment so hostile defies comprehension. Inside the swirling clouds, you might glimpse the beginning of planets, vast agglomerations of rock and gas slowly coming together under gravity's relentless grip. You'd see the raw materials of future worlds being forged, smashed, and reshaped. Each fragment around you has the potential to one day form a moon, a mountain, or perhaps something with oceans and skies. But in this moment, all is fire and motion, entropy and creation fighting for dominance. You drift among chaos incarnate, frozen not by cold, but by awe. You would not witness serenity. You'd witness the violence that births order. And just as you near the final threshold, something even stranger would happen. Herbig Ae stars are known for their polar jets, columns of matter accelerated at near relativistic speeds, blasted away from the stars' poles in symmetrical fashion. If you were caught in one, you wouldn't just be destroyed, you'd be atomized and hurled across interstellar space at unimaginable velocity. Your particles, your atoms, might one day settle in a distant nebula, helping to form another system, another star, another world. Your death, in this scenario, would be a form of cosmic reincarnation, transformation through obliteration. But let's return for a moment to the more human side of this fall. The emotional weight of such a journey would be unbearable. The isolation alone, drifting into something so alien and powerful, would crush your mind before your body. As you watch the star grow larger, brighter, more volatile, your senses would scream in protest. Every instinct evolved to keep you alive would tell you to flee. But there is no escape from a Herbig Ae star once its gravity has you. It is a living trap, a roiling sphere of newborn fury, and your fate is sealed the moment you cross its threshold. From a cosmic perspective, Herbig Ae stars are engines of possibility, though they're short-lived, burning out in mere millions of years compared to the billions of stable stars. Like our sun, they play a pivotal role in the evolution of galaxies. They create, they shape, they disrupt. Their intense radiation sculpts the clouds around them, triggering waves of new star formation, cascading across light years. So, if you fell into one, your end would not be meaningless. It would be a return to Stardust, a relinquishment of self into the forge from which all things are born. But imagine, just for a breath, you had the ability to observe, not just survive, but comprehend. You'd witness layers of stellar convection dragging energy from the core to the surface, an endless dance of thermonuclear violence. You'd hear the hum of the star, as gravity and plasma interacted to generate seismic waves that ripple across its surface, solar music in frequencies too low for human ears, but real, eternal. You'd see a storm of ultraviolet light illuminating the protoplanetary disk, vaporizing ice and reshaping molecular clouds, a reminder that this is not just destruction, it's genesis. And yet, all of it would be temporary. Herbig Ae stars do not remain in their adolescent fury forever. They evolve rapidly, shedding their turbulent disks and growing into mature, main-sequence stars. Those that are massive enough will die young, exploding in brilliant supernovae. Others will settle into a quieter adulthood, perhaps eventually hosting solar systems not unlike our own. But you, the faller, would be long gone. Your atoms, your story, would be encoded in the light waves emitted by the star, scattered across space to drift forever. So, what if you fell into a Herbig Ae star? You wouldn't fall into a place, you'd fall into a process, into a moment in cosmic time where matter and energy argue over what shape the universe will take next. You'd fall into the screaming infancy of stellar life, and in that descent, every certainty you ever clung to about life, time, identity, permanence would melt away, leaving only the raw, terrible beauty of the universe in its purest, most unforgiving form. And still, in your final moments, maybe, just maybe, you'd understand that everything that ever lived, loved, or dreamed on Earth was forged in the belly of something like this. That we are, all of us, descendants of stars, not unlike the one you fell into. In your destruction would lie the echo of all creation, and the star, oblivious to your sacrifice, would keep burning, keep growing, keep reaching toward maturity, its light carrying the ghost of your fall to the ends of the universe.